Welcome to Dubai, a mesmerizing metropolis of gleaming skyscrapers and opulent shopping destinations. But beneath this facade lies a truth that will shake you to your core. While tourists marvel at the endless luxury and seemingly infinite wealth, there exists a shadowy underbelly that remains carefully hidden from the world's view. Let us take you to Sonapur, a place where hope turns to despair, where countless migrant workers sacrifice everything, even their lives, to construct Dubai's awe-inspiring architectural wonders. Greetings, fellow truth seekers, and welcome to an eye-opening journey on our channel. Today's documentary will unveil the stark contrast between Dubai's glittering exterior and its hidden shadows, where untold stories of human struggle lie beneath the surface of luxury. Prepare yourself as we pull back the golden curtain to reveal a reality that Dubai's elite would prefer to keep in the dark. Dubai stands as a testament to modern engineering, a metropolis where towering skyscrapers pierce the clouds, luxury resorts dot the landscape, and architectural marvels defy imagination. In this glittering oasis, wealth flows like water through its veins, creating an atmosphere of unparalleled opulence and grandeur. To the world, Dubai represents the ultimate dream, a playground where billionaires indulge their wildest fantasies and tourists chase glimpses of extraordinary extravagance. Yet beneath this dazzling exterior lies a carefully guarded secret, hidden from the admiring eyes of the world. Indeed, there exists a shadowy reality that few dare to acknowledge, the true cost behind the city's transformation into a global icon. These magnificent structures didn't simply materialize from the desert through technological prowess alone. Each gleaming facade, every luxurious interior, and all the breathtaking views come with human stories. Tales of sacrifice, shattered hopes, and systemic exploitation. While Dubai houses some of the world's wealthiest individuals, it simultaneously harbors countless laborers trapped within one of the globe's most grueling work environments. This metropolis rose through the tireless efforts of millions of migrant workers who, in a cruel twist of fate, remain forever excluded from the very paradise they helped create. Now we must ask ourselves, what is the true human cost behind Dubai's spectacular rise to glory? Many dream of Dubai as their gateway to prosperity and success. Yet beneath this illusion, countless workers endure conditions that defy human dignity and basic rights. These same workers, risking life and limb in perilous conditions, are the unsung heroes who built Dubai's crown jewels, from the majestic Burj Khalifa to its opulent shopping destinations. Journey with us back to the 1960s, to a time when Dubai's story was just beginning. Picture a modest fishing village nestled along the Persian Gulf's shoreline, worlds apart from today's metropolis. This humble settlement knew nothing of the grandeur and affluence that would one day define it. The landscape was barren of the architectural marvels we see today. No gleaming hotels, no cloud-piercing towers, no state-of-the-art airports graced its shores. Life moved slowly through dusty, winding streets where fishing boats and pearl divers wrote the simple narrative of daily existence. Then came 1966, the year that would forever alter Dubai's destiny with the discovery of offshore oil. Like a modern-day gold rush, this black gold catalyzed an unprecedented transformation, launching a modest desert town into the stratosphere of global commerce. As petrodollars poured in, Dubai embarked on an ambitious journey of growth and transformation. The 1970s marked the beginning of an architectural revolution, a time when Dubai dared to dream the impossible, envisioning a skyline that would captivate the world. However, this meteoric rise came with a dark undercurrent that few wished to acknowledge. The city's explosive growth created an insatiable appetite for manpower, and not just any workforce. Dubai required an army of low-cost laborers to manifest its ambitious construction dreams. But here's the shocking part. This luxurious city was built on the backs of millions of migrant workers. These workers came to Dubai with hopes of earning a better life for themselves and their families. Instead, they found themselves trapped in a system of exploitation and oppression. To meet the growing demands of this rapidly developing city, Companies began to recruit workers from poorer countries, especially from South Asia, countries like India, Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. These workers were promised high wages, comfortable living conditions, and the opportunity to send money back home to support their families. They were promised a better life in Dubai, a dream that millions of people from these countries were willing to risk everything for. But when they arrived in Dubai, the workers were faced with a harsh and unforgiving reality. Instead of the life they were promised, they found themselves trapped in a vicious cycle of debt, living in appalling conditions with little to no rights. The workers were housed in crowded labor camps on the outskirts of the city, in areas that most visitors to Dubai will never see. These labor camps, like the infamous Sonapur, are home to tens of thousands of men who come to work in the construction industry. These workers are the ones building the luxurious resorts, the world-class airports, and the iconic skyscrapers that make Dubai the world-famous city it is today. But in reality, they live in squalor. What lies behind the walls of these labor camps? A reality that will shock you to your core. Step inside a world that stands in stark contrast to Dubai's carefully crafted image of opulence and grandeur. Within these compounds, workers endure conditions that defy imagination. Cramped rooms overflow with exhausted bodies, while bunk beds line every available space in these poorly ventilated quarters. These living spaces bear no resemblance to the lavish accommodations that Dubai proudly displays in its glossy travel magazines. Here, dignity takes a back seat as workers struggle without the most basic human necessities. Privacy becomes a luxury they cannot afford. The situation grows even more dire as many residents lack access to fundamental human needs. Clean water and proper sanitation facilities remain out of reach. Picture this. After enduring back-breaking labor under the scorching 100-degree heat, these workers return to rooms where 10 to 12 men fight for space, desperately seeking relief from a single, struggling fan in their suffocating quarters. But the physical conditions only scratch the surface of their ordeal. The nightmare begins before they even set foot in Dubai. Recruitment agencies in their homeland burden them with astronomical fees, plunging them into crushing debt before their first day of work. These predatory fees, often amounting to thousands of dollars, mercilessly drain their monthly wages, leaving them with barely enough to survive, let alone thrive. Trapped in this vicious cycle of debt, their dreams of prosperity crumble into dust. The promised riches remain forever out of reach, as they struggle within a system designed to keep them bound. Picture toiling endlessly, month after month, year after year, trapped in a spiral of mounting debt that seems to have no end. Beyond the financial burden lies an even more pressing concern: workplace safety. The construction sites of Dubai harbor dangers at every turn, where workers face life-threatening risks daily. These laborers endure punishing conditions beneath the merciless desert sun, often lacking even the most basic protective equipment as temperatures soar to unbearable heights. The toll of these hazardous conditions is devastating. Workplace injuries are commonplace, and the shadow of death looms ever-present. But what becomes of these workers when misfortune strikes? The harsh reality is that many find themselves cast aside, forcibly returned to their homeland without any financial support for their injuries. With no legal recourse against their employers and denied access to proper medical care, they face a hopeless situation. Perhaps most heartbreaking of all, countless workers live in constant fear of being abandoned by their employers at their most vulnerable moment, when injury or illness strikes. When these workers can no longer perform their duties, they face a devastating reality that shatters their hopes and dreams. Without any safety net or support system, they find themselves cast aside, their aspirations for a better life turn to dust. This stark reality raises a crucial question. How does this dark underbelly connect to Dubai's gleaming facade? Behind Dubai's magnificent skyline and architectural marvels lies a hidden workforce, invisible to the millions who flock to this tourist paradise each year. These laborers, the very architects of Dubai's grandeur, remain forever excluded from the opulence they helped create. While tourists bask in luxury, these workers endure lives of hardship, separated by an invisible wall from the lavish world they built with their own hands. The city's vast fortune stands as a testament to the relentless toil of countless individuals who will never taste the fruits of their labor. This stark dichotomy perpetuates a system where Dubai maintains its facade of luxury while turning a blind eye to the human cost beneath its surface. As we continue our journey in the next segment, we'll delve deeper into the shadows of these labor camps, uncovering the mental anguish, the systematic exploitation, and the pervasive discrimination that defines daily life for these workers. Keep watching as we expose even more shocking revelations about this hidden world. Through this comprehensive exploration, we aim to shed light on the harsh realities that lie beneath Dubai's glittering exterior, offering both emotional depth and factual insights into the city's complex labor dynamics. What dark truths lie beneath Dubai's glittering exterior? Behind the facade of luxury, countless workers endure conditions that challenge our understanding of human dignity in the modern world. These individuals face a harsh reality: endless work hours in cramped, unsanitary living spaces, stripped of their fundamental human rights. Upon arrival in Dubai, migrant workers face an immediate betrayal of trust. They must surrender their passports to their employers, effectively relinquishing control over their own freedom of movement. This confiscation leaves them stranded, unable to seek employment elsewhere or return to their homeland. At the heart of this system lies the kafala sponsorship program, a legal framework that binds workers to their employers, creating a relationship of complete dependence and vulnerability. This oppressive system has led many human rights observers to describe it as a form of modern-day slavery. The workers' suffering is compounded by a crushing burden of financial debt, as employers impose excessive recruitment fees that can take years to repay. Consider the cruel irony. These workers arrive seeking prosperity, only to find themselves trapped in an endless cycle of mounting debt. Their daily reality involves exhausting labor under extreme desert conditions, where temperatures frequently exceed 50 degrees Celsius (122 degrees Fahrenheit), often without proper safety equipment or protection. Perhaps most tragic of all, despite contributing to one of the world's most affluent cities, these workers earn wages so meager they can barely sustain themselves. Picture yourself trapped in a foreign land. No passport, no finances, and an endless spiral of debt consuming your every hope. This grim reality haunts thousands of souls confined within the walls of Sonapur. Welcome to Sonapur, Dubai's largest labor camp, sprawling across the city's forgotten outskirts. In a cruel twist of irony, Sonapur means City of Gold in Hindi, yet for its 100,000 migrant residents, it's a place where dreams turn to dust. This makeshift settlement lies hidden from Dubai's dazzling skyline, a world away from its luxury and splendor. Within its boundaries, humanity struggles in overcrowded chambers, where up to 12 men share spaces barely fit for two. These suffocating quarters offer little respite from the desert's fury, with just a solitary fan or window battling the relentless heat. A life of deprivation, the living conditions defy basic human dignity. Most rooms remain devoid of air conditioning, proper illumination, and even the simple comfort of warm water. Countless workers share inadequate bathroom and kitchen facilities, creating an environment where hygiene becomes a distant luxury. Consider their daily ordeal: rising before dawn at 4 a.m., laboring beneath the scorching sun until nightfall, only to return to these deplorable conditions. Their bodies and spirits wear thin under this brutal regime, as dehydration, heat stroke, and chronic ailments become unwelcome companions. Sonapur stands as more than just a settlement. It's a testament to human exploitation. Its inhabitants exist in complete isolation, separated from the very metropolis their hands have sculpted. They remain invisible to the world, their struggles concealed from public consciousness. For these workers, Sonapur represents an open prison, where dignity and freedom have become distant memories. Their movements remain strictly controlled, requiring employer permission for even the simplest journey beyond camp boundaries. Thus, they remain confined to this harsh realm, forever disconnected from the magnificent city they've sacrificed everything to build. But the harsh reality runs even deeper. Beyond their deplorable living conditions, these workers find themselves ensnared in an endless cycle of poverty, exploitation, and shattered dreams. When illness strikes, they face a cruel choice: suffer in silence or risk losing everything. The absence of basic healthcare protection leaves them vulnerable, while their employers turn a blind eye to their suffering. Those who sustain injuries face an even bleaker fate, forcibly repatriated without compensation, their dreams of providing for their families lying in ruins. After years of backbreaking labor in Dubai's unforgiving climate, countless workers return home empty-handed, crushed by debt and bearing the scars of their ordeal. The psychological burden. Behind their stoic faces lies a profound mental anguish that rivals their physical hardships. These men endure years of separation from their beloved families, missing precious moments that can never be reclaimed. Consider the weight of isolation. Stranded in an unfamiliar land, cut off from your children, spouse, and community, while enduring relentless exploitation and squalid conditions. This crushing loneliness breeds a deep-seated depression, with no lifeline or support system to offer solace. The burning question remains: what allows this systematic exploitation to persist? How can a city of such immense wealth continue to harbor such profound human rights violations? The harsh reality. Dubai has meticulously crafted its image as a luxurious paradise, drawing millions with its promise of opulence and grandeur. Yet beneath this carefully constructed facade lies a darker truth, one obscured by the blinding lights of towering skyscrapers and lavish shopping centers. In the shadows of these magnificent structures toils an invisible army of workers, their existence deliberately hidden from the eyes of those who come to marvel at Dubai's splendor. The authorities and construction giants have mastered the art of willful ignorance, prioritizing the preservation of Dubai's pristine reputation over basic human dignity. And what of the international community? We too bear responsibility, choosing to bask in Dubai's luxuries while turning a blind eye to the human cost of our indulgence. In this city of endless wealth, those who built its foundations are treated as mere commodities, easily replaced and quickly forgotten. Their cries for justice echo unheard, their struggles buried beneath layers of bureaucracy and indifference. Yet hope persists in the darkness. Dedicated organizations and brave individuals continue to fight, determined to expose these injustices to the world. The critical question remains: will humanity finally acknowledge their suffering? Will we find the courage to confront these uncomfortable truths? Or will we persist in our comfortable ignorance? As our investigation continues, we'll delve deeper into Dubai's complex web of exploitation, exposing the systematic failures that perpetuate this cycle of abuse and amplifying the voices of those who dare to challenge the status quo. Prepare yourself for revelations that will challenge everything you thought you knew about this glittering metropolis. As we conclude this eye-opening journey, one question lingers in our minds. Is Dubai truly the glittering paradise it presents itself to be? Behind the facade of luxury and excess, we've uncovered a stark reality, a metropolis built upon the sacrifices of countless invisible workers, their stories forever etched in the shadows of the towering monuments they created. We must ask ourselves, can we justify this pursuit of opulence when it comes at such a devastating human cost? We invite you to share your perspective on this profound moral dilemma in the comments section below. If this documentary has opened your eyes to these hidden truths, please support our mission by hitting the like button, sharing this video with others, and subscribing to Wander Chronicles 79 for more compelling investigative journalism. Until our next revelation, remember, beneath every gleaming surface lies a story waiting to be told.